For more on what's happening at the United Nations General Assembly, I'm joined live from New York by VOA UN correspondent Margaret Besheer. Margaret, what more can you tell us about the Pact for the Future and its impact on Africa?
Hello, Esther. So the Pact, one of the big things for Africa, I think, is Security Council reform. That is something the Africans have been asking for literally decades, and the Pact includes it. The United States said last week that they would be open to 2 permanent seats for African countries. It would be up to Africa to decide which countries get those 2 permanent seats. They wouldn't have veto power under the U.S. Vision of Security Council reform, but it is really important that Security Council expansion is in this Pact for the Future. It's the international consensus that that's what countries want to see. And it even says in the pact that it will redress the historical injustice against Africa, because, as you know, many countries were not even independent. They were still under colonial rule at the time that the Security Council was created after World War II. So they didn't even get a chance, really, to have a permanent seat. So this is something that's very important to many African leaders. And also in the pact that's important for Africa, I think, is the area about reforming the international financial institutions and debt restructuring. A lot of countries in Africa drowning in debt, especially since the pandemic. So that is an important aspect, as is bridging the global digital divide. We see many countries in Africa not online in the numbers that they should be and benefiting from access to information. So also a lot about the Pact is listening to the youth, to the next generation, and there's a huge young population on the continent. So these, I think, are some of the main points for Africa.
Well, Tuesday, Margaret, is a main event starts there with the annual debate in the General Assembly. Who do we expect to hear speaking from Africa?
Yeah, on Tuesday, Cyril Ramaphosa from South Africa. We'll hear from the presidents of Sierra Leone, Angola, and Nigeria, all scheduled to speak. But I think with developments today in the Middle East, we may see a lot of the attention moving away from the podium and to the sidelines of the General Assembly, where world leaders and diplomats are going to be scrambling to try and contain the latest outbreak between Israel and Lebanese Hezbollah, trying to prevent a regional war. I think this may become topic number 1 here this week. We'll see how it develops.
Margaret, thank you so much. VOA UN correspondent Margaret Besheer live for us from the UN headquarters in New York.